Welcome to Graphics TV, your source for graphic design tips and tutorials. Here is your host, Mac.
In this video, I'm going to show you the steps I took to design this magazine cover. Okay, so I've got this iStock image. What I need to do is to start by duplicating this layer. So I'm going to press Command J. So we've got a copy of this layer. I need to make sure this lady is separated from the background. So I'm going to click the quick selection tool and start selecting her. At this stage, we don't need to worry about the hair because we're going to do that on a separate layer. So once we're done selecting, what we need to do is to go to Select, Modify, and Feather. And you just need to feather this by 2 pixels. Click OK, and then press Command J to have this selection on its separate layer. Right, so let's see if that has worked. Yep, so we've got her on a separate layer. So now we need to move on and do the head. Okay, again, I'm going to come here to this polygonal lasso tool and just select the hair. But make sure you don't go too close to the edge because we're going to use a different method to select those hairs. Okay, so when you're done selecting, make sure you're on the right layer and then click on Refine Edge. Okay, so what we need to do here is to select Smart Radius and increase that to about, let's try 27. Okay, so I'm going to select this brush and start selecting the edge. So we're going to start painting back the edge like so. So this, by doing this, we're just bringing those tiny hairs that could not be selected using the Smart Radius. Okay, so we pretty much got a very good selection. Okay, so what you need to do now is to decontaminate the colors and make sure you output to a new layer with layer mask and click OK. Now we've got the head selection on this new layer. So I'm just going to click, hold, and then just pull it to the top layer. There we have it. That's our full selection. So what I need to do now is to merge these 2 layers by pressing Command E. So just to see how good our selection is, I'm just going to add a new layer and fill that in with black and just pull the layer below the selection we've just made. So now you can see we've got a perfect selection. Okay, so now that we have this selection, we need to now move over to the magazine design. So I'm going to go to File, New, and select A4 and make sure you've got the resolution of 300 pixels per inch and click OK. Right, so what we need to do now is to drag this image over to the new document that we've just created. So I'm going to drag it over and just place it in there. We can start adding the text. So I'm going to start by adding the text, coffee. Okay, so let's move on to the document that I was working on earlier. Okay, so here we are. We have a background and we have the lady on her own layer. Okay, so what I did is I created a new layer and change the foreground color to a gray and white. So now we're going to create a gradient. So I'm going to select the gradient tool, click on the top, hold the shift key and just drag down so we have a straight gradient. Okay, so once I'd done that, what I did was I pressed B for the brush tool and then increased the size by pressing the right bracket key. And then making sure the foreground color is white by pressing X, I clicked a few times just to create a glow behind the lady. Once that's done, we're pretty much ready to add our text. So then I went ahead and added the text, coffee, and then the subheadings, the barcode, and this competition, the tips, and the issue number. Okay, so that's pretty much how I designed this magazine cover. The most important part is to make sure that the lady is selected well so that you have her on her own layer. Now this allows you to add this text behind her, like what I've done here. Okay, so that's one of the most important things that you need to do. And also with these colors, you can see they're all working well together. That's because I selected these colors from the lady. So for example, this coffee, I'll just select it again. For that color, I just came into a hair and just selected the color like so. Now when it comes to the barcode, I just created horizontal lines in Illustrator and then just imported that image and then just added the price and just a random number there just to make it look real. Okay, so basically this is how you design a magazine cover. If you want to follow along and see how I designed this, I have included the exercise files on graphicstv.com, so you can go there, download it for free and follow along. I'd like to hear what you guys think about this tutorial, so leave the comments down below and thanks for watching.